here. Hey, Braxton. Where's Weston?
He's at football, which always people.
He's at football. Football, it's a thing. It's a thing, yeah. Well, I'm glad to be back. Kids, I'm glad to see you, kind of. Again, I can imagine what you look like watching. Some of you are probably in your PJs. Probably most of you are. I bet Braxton's right now in his PJs while he's watching.
Nuh-uh.
No? Are you sure? Check.
My heel.
Oh, he's right here. He's not watching.
And people's not watching right now, so.
Yeah, Braxton, I'm glad you're here. I feel like I don't get to see you enough.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Hey, why don't we check in to see our winners? Our winners from last few times. Braxton, why don't you run down?
Only K, only B, Kaylee.
Owen, B, and Kaylee. Guys, it was good to see you. I was happy to see that you liked your prizes and the M&Ms. And if you haven't won yet, guys, it's going to be your turn really soon because we're getting down to not very many names in the bucket, which means your chances are going up on getting your name chosen again. Yes, Braxton.
But how can we see the pictures if we can see them?
It's a good question. It's a good question. I'm going to think on that.
Mom?
Hey, you know what? We need to check in with our kids.
Yeah.
Hey, kids.
What's she doing?
All right, first we have this funny spelling. Name's funny.
Braxton.
What is that name?
Braxton.
Braxton? Well, that's you. Well, look at there. There you are. What are you doing, Braxton?
And Mason.
Wait, what are you doing first?
Football!
He's playing football. Football.
And then,
you know, Braxton, I don't get football. You know, I went to a football game last night.
and
I meant last Tuesday night, and it was raining really hard, and I did not know that I should be prepared for that because I did not bring an umbrella, and I got rained on, and it was cold, and I really thought maybe it was going to start thundering, and then it didn't, and then I got to sit there and watch these kids, and I'm sure I knew some of them, but I couldn't tell because they all had helmets on, so I didn't even know which one was which. And I just ended up in my van, sobbing bitterly, cold, licking on a jar of honey. Is that how you're supposed to football?
No. Unless they say, thunder, lightning, go to the gym or you'll call.
Oh. Okay.
So
Hey Braxton, why don't you tell the kids what our next person's doing? Mason,
he's doing a flip and on the ground.
On the ground, yes. A flip on the ground.
We can't even see him.
What are you talking about? He's right there. He's right there. What do you mean you don't see him? Braxton?
It doesn't show the picture.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
You can't see the picture, Mark. Put the picture up. It's up right now. You don't see Mason standing on his hands?
This makes
Where did you get this guy? I don't know. Hey, kids, guess what's next?
something about something.
Nope, that's not next.
Oh gosh.
Could you? Read your notes. Read your notes. Favorite episode winner. Favorite episode winner. That's what's next. Remember last time, guys, I said, hey kids, I want you to watch your favorite episode over the next 2 weeks.
Yep.
And I want you to send me a message.
And do your favorite episode. If you didn't, do it right now.
And I said, send me your favorite episode, and if you do, I'm gonna put your name in the bucket, in Braxton's candy bucket, because you know what? Me and Weston, we ate all of Braxton's candy. Sorry, buddy, we ate all your candy, so we have names in there. We have names in there. But listen, okay, so we only had 4 people tell me their favorite episode. We had Bryson and Logan Maples. Their favorite episode was the episode where we fight our battles on our knees. If you recall, that's the one where Weston and I did each other's hair. Remember that one? Remember when Weston and I did each other's hair?
No.
He doesn't remember. Do you remember, kids? And he had the Nerf gun and he put the goggles and the poncho on. It was hilarious. Well, there was that episode. And then Caleb told me that his favorite episode was the sock puppet episode. If you are still traumatized by that episode, I apologize.
Yeah.
And then the next one, Kaylee, she told me that her favorite episode was the Esther episode. That is the one where she won a prize, and that's why she loved it. So thank you, kids, for telling me your favorite episode. We're going to draw right now to see the special prize winner. I'm going to let you draw. Put your hand in there. You can't look. You just gotta pick one. There's dinosaur bones in there. Okay, who do you have?
Caleb.
Caleb Rulo, you the winner, boy! You will see me soon, sometime soon, and I will bring you a prize. So good job, buddy. Thank you for submitting your favorite episode. So I think, Braxton, do you have a lot of friends?
Yes.
How many?
7.
7. That was fast. He's got 7 friends. Can you tell the kids out there what your favorite qualities are in a friend?
Playing.
Playing. He likes a friend who's fun. Do you like a kind friend?
Yeah.
What about a friend who helps protect you?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all great things. Someone who is generous. Yeah. Yep. Generous friend. All right. Well, you know what I think we need to do? We need to go learn something about something. Yeah. Surprise! It's Miss Sally. Something about something with Miss Sally. That's me here with you. Something about something. Miss Amy's taking a break. So you get me. All right, now I want to share something with you. I was thinking, how am I going to get these kids to pay attention to me when I'm doing a lesson? Because I'm not nearly as good as Miss Amy is. So I thought, what if we had a special drawing for kids, something about something drawing? We're drawing for something. I don't know what the prize is going to be, but I don't know who the person's name is going to be in the box. But here's how you can get yours in there, and that is by having your adult, whether it's your mom, your dad, your grandma, whoever you're with, have them take a small video of you giving just a recap, just a quick 30 seconds of what you learned. I want to see your faces, and I want to see you, and I want to know that you're paying attention. So if you submit, whether by text, email, or message, your parents can find me. It's really easy to find me. If you give me a recap of what you learned on something about something, then I will put your name on a piece of paper, stick it in here. This is Sheila, by the way. We're going to call her Sheila, and we're going to put your names in there. And here's the thing. Your name doesn't only go in there one time ever. Your name goes in here every time you send in a video of a recap. Now, just to make the rules clear, you watch this week's episode, you send me a video 1 time. You watch next week's episode, you send me a video, name goes in 2 times. You get it 1 per episode, blah, blah, blah. But the point is that you can have your name in here as many episodes as there are that you send me a recap video. So do that, and we're gonna have a fun drawing. And I'll come in and I'll see you and stuff. All right, this week's lesson is about the most famous, or maybe not the most, but what I consider the most famous friendship in the Bible, and that is of David and Jonathan. Do you know who David is? David is the same David that killed Goliath. And we all know that story, right? We've only taught it to you a million times. So we have a story. I brought some little helpers to help act out the parts. So this is Jonathan. Prince Jonathan, Prince of Israel. This guy, that's David. He's gonna be portraying David. These guys are friends. They are best friends. Do you guys have a best friend? I bet you do. I do. And I actually have lots of best friends. I hate to narrow it down to just one because God has blessed me with lots of great friends. And God, I think one of his best blessings is friendship. And I bet you're thinking of someone right now about who you absolutely love. Now, I'm sure you like to do things for your friends. I bet you like to say nice things to them. I bet you like to say nice things about them. I bet you like to help them when they're hurting, and I bet you like to hug them when they're sad. And I bet you like to buy them awesome things. Well, David and Jonathan were friends like that. They loved each other. They loved each other like friends do. So anyway, we also have another character in this story, and his name is King Saul. 2 ears. I'm pretty sure he had 2 ears. King Saul. So we have King Saul. He is the very first king of Israel. Now, God, though, decided he wanted a different king. he wanted David to be the king. And we all know that because when he went and he picked out David to be the next king before he killed Goliath. So anyway, David and Jonathan, who is Saul's son, were very good friends. And Saul did not like David. In fact, he didn't like him very much at all. So, in fact, he didn't like him so much that he wanted to kill him. Like, that's not cool. What? He wanted to kill David. Why? Oh, well, he was jealous of him because David, everybody loved him. He killed Goliath. God chose him to be the next king. He didn't want to give up his throne. He liked being king, and he did not want David to be king, and so he just wanted to get rid of him. I guess that's why that's not a good reason, but that's how it played out. So David tried to tell Jonathan that, hey, your dad, he wants to kill me. I can't go near him. And Jonathan's like, I don't think that's right. I don't think my dad wants to kill you. So they came up with an elaborate plan, really elaborate. I'm not sure why it was so elaborate, but it's kind of cool, makes things interesting, that Jonathan was going to go to dinner with his dad. And he was going to go to the dinner that David is supposed to go to, and he was going to kind of feel his dad out and find out if he did in fact want to kill David. So let's set the scene. We got Saul, King Saul, we got Prince Jonathan. David's not there. So the second night that they had dinner together, King Saul finally says, hey, where's David? He's supposed to be here. Why is he not here? And Jonathan says, oh, I sent him off to go do something. And his dad got so mad. He got so mad he started throwing things and started saying terrible things to Jonathan. And he got so mad. You know what he did? He took a spear and he threw it at Jonathan, like could have killed him, threw it at him. That's how mad King Saul was that David wasn't there. And that told Jonathan that Saul did, in fact, want to kill his friend. And he didn't want that. He loved David. And he didn't want harm to come to David. He wanted to protect David. So, what he did the next day, I believe, I think it was the next day, he went out with a servant, just as him and David had planned. There's a servant. It wasn't actually a dinosaur. No. I just couldn't figure out. That's Tate. It's a dinosaur. It was not a dinosaur, it was a person. He went out with him with his trusty bow and his arrows there, and he told David that he needed to go out and stand by this big boulder. They pre-planned this whole thing out, very elaborate. And they decided that what he was going to do is he was going to shoot 3 arrows. And then when he shot them, he was going to say, the arrows are beside you if everything was fine. It was a signal to say everything is fine and that you can come home. And if he shot the arrows and said they are far, far from you, then David was going to know that King Saul did want to kill him and that he needed to run away. And then he'd be parted from Jonathan, from his best friend. So he shot, boo, 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 boo. He shot the arrows. He told his servant, look at the arrows, and he yelled, the arrows are far, far from you. And David then knew that he had to go. He was not safe there. So they got to meet up. Why he didn't just meet up with him in the first place and tell him? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There's a reason, I'm sure. But he got to tell David that he was going to miss him and that he loved him. And David got to tell him the same thing too. And they got to hug. And they cried and they said their goodbyes. And then David left Jonathan. I bet you've felt the same way if you've ever moved away from a friend or a friend's ever moved away from you. That it's sad when your friends leave. Well, that's how it was. But it teaches us a very valuable lesson about friendship and how it's important to put other people's needs before your own. And you know, that's what God did. That's what God did. He showed us love, the ultimate kind of love, when he sent his son down to die for us, for our sins. And I can't imagine that being easy. He loved us so much that he did that. He showed us how important we were before we even knew how to do it. So we can take God's example and we can put other people before ourselves. We can love like God does. And if we really want to love as a true friend, then we're going to need God to do that. We're going to need God to do that. My best friends have the best relationships with God. And it's important that you have a relationship with God because He shows us how to love others. Now, I'm going to leave you with a Bible verse. It's one you've probably heard before, but I want you to listen to it and I want you to think about how that applies to you and how that applies to how you love your friends. It's 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7, and it's love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, and it is not proud. It is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, and it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. So think about that verse and apply it to your heart, and you'll know how to be the best true friend that you can be. Boys and girls, well, that's it. Sorry if it was long. I don't even know how long. My timer went off. I can't see it. But hey, you know what? I've had fun, and I hope you learned something. I can't wait to see what you learned so we can put your name in Sheila over here, and we'll draw next time on something about something with Sally. Back to you, Braxton and Sally. That's something.
About something.
With me. That was me.
Yeah. Good job, Sally.
Woo! Did you learn something?
Yeah. About something.
What'd you learn?
Dave saved.
You're close. So close. Did you learn about Jonathan?
Jonathan and Dave.
How he protected his friend?
David.
Do you know which David that is?
What?
Is that the same David that killed Goliath?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. He was pretty strong too, but he still needed his friend, didn't he?
Good job.
All right, so that takes us to the end of our episode, and you know what that means? It's time to draw our What You Doing winners, right? Can you reach it?
No.
You need longer arms. That's okay, I got this. I got long arms.
No mix it up.
Hey, Braxton.
Yeah, tips.
Why don't you want me to mix it up?
No.
Did you find your name?
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted to win. Well, you get to win if you draw your name. But I mixed it up first because that's the only. Hey, Braxton, what does TIPS stand for?
Tips.
What, T-I-P-S.
Pips.
What does it stand for? Do you remember?
No.
Time is precious. So hurry up and draw. Draw one name. Don't say it. Don't say it until I get mine.
Okay.
Don't look.
Okay.
Don't look. Did you look? Oh, you got two. You got two.
No.
That's not cool. Get one. Don't look. Braxton, don't look. Okay, don't say it. Okay,
Please.
all right. Who do you got?
Emily.
Emery, you won! I'm so excited. And I got Tay. You won! Now that means I get to go visit Emery, and then I finally get to see Tay. I haven't seen him since
Do this.
like 2 o'clock today. But yeah, anyway. Huh? No, we put it in here. All right, kids. Well, this was a fun episode. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And don't forget about the new something about something drawing. And if you were paying close attention, you know what to do. So I'll be looking forward to that so we can draw names. And if you're the only one that does it, that means you're going to get your name drawn. So Braxton is done. Looks like he's taken off. So we will see you next week on the Yet to Be Named Show.